Welcome to Mishna study, Maasrot, Perek Daled Mishnah. Over here, we're going to speak about going and we call husking barley or rubbing ears of wheat. So when they would go ahead and they want to separate the chaff, from the actual wheat kernel, or vice versa, they're separating the wheat kernel from the chaff. They would go ahead and they would roll it in their hands, and they would, go ahead and separate those grains. Now, if a person wants to head and go and do so, how does he eat this? This wheat, how could he do so? So I'm kalef b'seorim. If a person is husking barley, mekalef ahat ve'ochel. He goes ahead and does one at a time, and he could eat it. That's considered temporary eating. Let's say he actually, did one at a time, but then he put them in his hand. If he puts them in his hand, again, that's considered tzbor, that's considered to gather them. Once you gather them together in your hand, it's going to be obligated in Maasrot. If a person goes ahead and he rubs ears of wheat, right? So the same idea, he's rubbing it in his hands. He could go ahead and, he could flip it from one hand to the next, right? And the chef will fall off, and you could eat it one at a time. But if he goes and he puts it, into his lap, right? Over there, it's gathering now, then it's going to be hayav. Kusbar, now moving on to coriander, right? Coriander, or we know today as, cilantro leaves, right? That comes from the coriander seed and the cilantro leaves. So you planted it, shezera lezera. If you planted it for the seeds themselves, right? Both of them are edible, right? The seeds edible and the leaves edible. So how do we treat this? So if you planted it for the seeds, yirakah patur, right? Then its leaves are patur. Zira'ali arak. If you planted it for the leaves themselves, bitaseret zera v'arak. Then you need to go ahead and separate the seeds as well as the leaves as maaser. Rabbi Eliezer omer hashevet. Right? It's not Shabbat over here. Shevet. Shevet is dill. Mitaseret zera v'arak veziri. Over here, because the dill is unique, that you eat. A person, could eat according to Rabbi Eliezer, he's saying people eat. Go ahead and they eat the seeds, they eat the leaves, they eat the pods as well, right? Of this dill plant. So therefore, you need to separate maaser from each and every one of those parts. Chachamim say there's only two types of plants that you need to go ahead and separate you need to go ahead and separate from the seeds as well as the plant, and that is cress and yuruka, and these are the only two according to Chachamim. But everything else would be patur, and halacha is like Chacham.